Hey guys, Taylor Gio here, and we with AJ and Gus. So today we actually had a plan to come and work on place, but it took maybe a good 5 minutes to get Mr. AJ out of his crate. And then we started walking around on leash, and we realized, we've never really hit on leash work per se with these two. Now, we're fully aware that Gus and AJ are relatively okay at leash work, but today it showed us that AJ really isn't that great with being on a leash, particularly when his brother is around. So we decided to spend the day focusing on leash work, even though it's not really what we planned, but we thought it was super important because let's say you are trying to walk these two and AJ is all in Gus's Kool-Aid and vice versa, you may have some moments where you really can't walk them. And then this energy of him not being able to deal with his brother walking past him, who's to say that he can walk past another dog in public? So we're trying to teach AJ better coping skills. Instead of lunging towards your brother, trying to snatch treats he's getting, trying to be involved in his Kool-Aid, there's other things that you can do, which is pay attention to the person that is walking with you or training with you, which is what we work on today. So you want to see us have one dog be stationary and the other dog move past the other, and we want to see, can you disengage from the distraction of your brother walking past you? If so, a quick treat will happen. Very easy. Basically, we're trying to install some automatic leave-its. Leave your brother alone when that trainer is not working with you, and vice versa. This is a really good skill to have to teach him, hey, you need to walk with your trainer. Now, the other part of it is, can you walk next to me without pulling me forward? So we're going to talk more about that as we go along, but we also want to make another note. So Gio and I, we like that he has his martingale on. He's probably a dog that wiggles out his collar often. The martingale is the collar that actually tightens up when the dog pulls. That being said, for leash training, it's not necessarily our favorite because it does have an element of, I guess, a little bit aversive element to it where if the dog pulls, it gets really tight. That being said, we highly recommend getting a harness like the Freedom No Pull harness. That's a really good harness we like to use. Or Pet Safe Easy Walk 3-in-1 harness. We're going to send you a link to these harnesses. We believe that whenever a dog has a serious pulling problem, we call them serial pullers, getting the tension away from their neck is always the best idea. Now, the martingale is still a good thing for him to have because he does wiggle out his collar. But when training and walking him, we think that having him a harness, a really nice, snug, well-fitted harness he can't get out of, is all going to be your safest bet to prevent any damage happening here. He's a hardy and sturdy boy, but it could just take one wrong incident of him hurting his neck seriously. So keep that in mind. All right, so we're going to, I don't know if you heard that, but that's AJ and Gus both like, okay, if you let us out, let's train again. We'll let him out. And you're going to I want you to watch this process of us letting AJ out of his crate. We did this last time with him during coaching. But it's really important when he comes out of his crate, he's only been here for like 2 minutes. When you come out, calm down. And he will be on leash. Because we're trying to teach him as well, when you come out this crate, don't be a crazy loon. We don't need Tasmanian devil. We need you to calm down and not run over and try to jump on everyone. So you watch the whole thing, and we'll add more commentary as we go, okay? So Gio is approaching the crate now. She's already given him a treat because usually he is whining, barking, vocalizing his frustration about being in the crate. So we're telling him, hey, thank you so much for remaining calm as we approach this crate. Now she's messing with the latch. Can you remain calm while messing with the latch? If not, the latch will not open. If so, treats will continue to happen. So the reinforcement here is constant. Well, look, no, I like you remaining calm. I like you remaining calm. Oh, I don't like that. Let me pause what I'm doing and wait for the calmness to resume. This is a cause and effect. This is how it looks. If you whine or paw at the crate door, the crate will not open. Meanwhile, I will make it worth your while. I will not let you get too frustrated to the point where you do not want to train. However, there are good things in it for you if you try to rein it in. Some dogs are really good at controlling their excitement. AJ is not that good, so we're teaching him better coping methods to help him rein in that excitement. Regardless of how you feel about crates, crates can be a really good management tool for dogs like AJ who tend to jump all over people whenever you are interacting with them. That being said, we don't want the crate door to be open. He just does whatever he wants to. No, calm yourself, sir. Come out calmly. He's doing much better. He's still struggling a little bit. Gio opened the crate. Notice she's keeping her knee close to that crate, so if he tries to sneak past, she closes it. The idea here is not to slam it in his face. We are not trying to slam the door in his face. That is not what we're advocating for. That will hurt. That will, yeah, him go out the way fight. This is Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. Oh yeah.
We're actually gonna walk out slowly, aren't we?
Yes. This actually is a scene in Jurassic Park, the first one. Good job. Good job. The Chris Pratt.
Yeah, so so for the sake of this video, his leash was already on. Good job. Typically, he does not have a leash when he's already in this crate, so the process is to slow it down, put the leash on, and then let him out. No, under no circumstance do we want to release the Kraken. That's not something that we want to do. So we want to make sure that when he is coming out, that we are cultivating calmness in all facets of his life, where he's coming out of the crate, and let's stay calm after we're out of the crate. All right, now that we have him here, I'm going to move him out so his brother can come out, and we're going to do this leash work we just mentioned.
You see this? This is not what we like.
So just to be crystal clear, we do not advocate for tight leashes. However, for the sake of our own safety, I am using the second handle on this leash just to maintain control. We fully intend to give him the full length of his leash when he's ready, but right now he is not ready. And to make sure that we do not encourage future jumping, we need to make sure that we don't allow him to actually jump. Yes. So if that means that he has to work within about a 2-foot radius to me, then that's what we're going to do.
Notice that Gio is not yanking back on that leash. What is the point? Obviously, her yanking back on the leash is not going to solve anything with AJ. This is harder than actually. It's not going to solve anything with AJ. She's letting him figure it out on his own. Again, the martingale is aversive enough when it's so tight. We're not trying to add to that. So, teaching him, there's no need to jump on me or to jump around or go around crazy. Almost if he wants to do zoomies. But zoomies outside, I'll come out of the crate is not really the best idea for your house. You're probably going to run into something. Yeah. All right, let's let Gus out whenever you're ready to.
I'm bring him over here.
Wait. Same thing applies to Gus. Even though Gus is more chill. Gus is more chill, but at the same time, he is not. He carries himself differently. So do not, just because one dog is doing something, you should have the same rule for both dogs, okay? There's some thunder in the background, but these two, you do the two.
When you have a dog who's got a lot of energy, distance is your friend.
Same thing applies. Same thing applies.
And again, I am not providing the tension here. I'm just holding it. When he does return to me and he relaxes a little bit, that's where he's being rewarded. Notice that I'm trying as best as possible not to reward the moments where he's a little too hyperactive as he's taking the food. The whole goal of this is to cultivate calmness. So he needs to be calm around his brother, needs to be calm on leash, needs to be calm coming out of the crate, needs to be calm taking treats so that I still have fingers by the end of this session. So I am going to move him to the center of the room, and we're just going to start this off with him remaining stationary as Gus walks past him, and then we're going to switch. AJ? Yes. Yes. And I'm just looking for him to remain calm, increased engagement on me. Engagement meaning he is offering me his attention. Notice I have not instructed him to do anything this entire time. Now we're kind of dabbling in a little bit of engage, disengage, or a look at that game. So anytime he looks at his brother and remains calm, he'll get a reward. Anytime he looks away from his brother and remains calm, he will get a reward. If he offers me a sit, he will get a reward. If he offers me a down, he will get a reward. Taylor shuffled past a little bit quickly. We noticed a little bit of him kind of reacting to that, but then he's kind of planting his butt back down. That's his way of figuring out, okay, I'm not supposed to be so crazy right now.
You may go slower?
Yeah, a little bit slower.
Let's slow it down for you guys.
Good. So right there, the very clear disengage. He looked at his brother and then he looked away all by himself. When he returns to me on the leash, he will get rewarded. You're probably noticing there's a trend. There's a lot more opportunities for AJ to succeed than there are to fail. But if he does fail, he doesn't get any punishment. There's no need for that. I don't need to tell him he did wrong. He just doesn't get a reward. Now you're probably wondering, okay, but if I'm not punishing the dog and he gets over the top, then what do I do? Well, then that means that you need to either work at a farther distance, call it for your session because you're probably working too long. You might just be tired. Or work on something else. Focus on something that he can succeed at and then get back to this exercise.
We want to minimize frustration. The more frustration that he feels, the more you're going to get that vocalization and him just resorting back to his default jump, be crazy behavior. So the idea is to minimize frustration as much as possible and let the dog actually succeed at something. Even though AJ is smart, he still struggles at this. So we have to, we owe it to these dogs to give them enough time to figure out how to do what we want them to do.
And understand that a session like this does require the dog to know a little bit of something.
Yes.
So he is capable of offering me sit and down because he knows sit and down. What he doesn't know is how to properly behave on the leash. That's okay, I can work with that because he's offering me sit and down, which means I am able to reward him for the alternative behaviors that he's offering me. Good.
I'm going to walk very, very slowly.
Yes.
I'm going to turn right here. I'm going to turn again. Good.
All right, and we are about to switch so you can see what this looks like. Stationary behaviors like this, teaching a dog to control themselves, essentially impulse control, can be extremely tiresome and rather annoying to the dog. So we want to make sure that we do like to switch it up as much as possible and not marinate in that too long because we want it to stick and not be something that they end up resenting. Even with rewards involved, this is still difficult. Think about your favorite class in school. You still enjoyed it, but if you were in it too long, you probably wouldn't want to do it anymore.
Math.
Math. Well, math I don't like.
What class did you hate while in math?
Anything with numbers. The only thing I like with numbers is my bank account.
She said.
Right now he's giving a little bit too much attention to Taylor. I'm going to wait until he brings that attention back over to me. I have given him a little bit more length of the leash. So earlier I was up to this handle right here. Now I am giving him about, I'd say about 3 feet now. Yes. Now that his attention is back on me, I'm going to start moving. Now AJ has a tendency to get overstimulated with the lure. So as much as possible, I am trying not to use one until he is ready to use one.
The lure meaning a treat in her hand. He gets really excited whenever her hand is low. Notice how I would keep my hand low for Gus, and he's fine with his lure. You know, AJ's going to jump the entire time, so she's not shoving the lure in his face. She's trying to make it work for him.
And to be clear, I'll actually show you what happens when the lure in AJ's face. He turns into somewhat of a piranha. It's a bit too much. Like it's like excessive sniffing, trying to get past my fingers. Actually, this is much calmer than it has been, yes. But when we are moving, we find that he turns into a piranha again. So I am hovering the lure, just showing him that there is a reward involved. Follow me. We will get back to what he can do. Honestly, we just work with what the dog can do. Yes.
Yes.
All right, now we're going to move.
Work with the dog in front of you, not the dog you think you have.
What I am doing is I'm marking every 1 or 2 steps that he's offering next to me. They're not directly next to me, and no, they are not heeled. But this is his first session with leash work. So I don't expect heel. We are, however, doing turns. Turns can be relatively difficult for a lot of dogs who are not used to it. Yes. Right there was a good example of a successful lure without him trying to take my hands off. Let's go. Yes. Yes. Good turn right there. And as you can see, he's a little confused by this because he keeps angling his body to offer me eye contact because the majority of training happens very frontal. And he is trying to figure out How am I supposed to pay attention to you if I'm walking next to you? That is also part of leash training. Teaching a dog how to work next to you without them cutting you off, like this little T-bone action that I'm getting here. But it's a really, really good progress. So I am very happy with what he's doing. If we were gonna mark down all of our goals for this session, it was cultivating calmness, teaching him how to be calmer on the leash. There's obviously a degree of less jumping involved. He tends to jump when he gets really excited. And just learning how to walk next to somebody, learning how to remain or keep taking treats calmly, and also learning that when he gets to the end of that leash, that's not going to get him anywhere. If you pull, I am a tree. I'm not going anywhere. And you see that with time, he is increasingly coming back more reliably because he notices, oh, you know what? I'm pulling, so that doesn't mean I'm about to go anywhere. But if I come back, I will get rewarded. And that's really the relationship that we're trying to create with the leash. I hope all of this made sense. He's doing awesome. We are very excited with his progress. We plan on continuing with this. Again, we will send you links for harnesses that we think will work well for him. And you let us know if you have any questions at all, and we will see you later. Bye.